Are you looking for an inexpensive, out of the ordinary, and super flavorful dinner to feed to your family? Well, we're gonna make it.
Hey Provident Preppers, I'm Kylene, and today I have a super special treat for you. This is Amelie, and she is a BYU student who is studying dietetics and nutrition. And for one of her classes, she has agreed to teach us how to make an amazing meal that's inexpensive, that's full of flavor, and uses very basic ingredients. So Amelie, what are you making for us today?
We're gonna make one of my favorite recipes called Aloo Palak. I might be saying it wrong, but I just know it's delicious.
All right, I'm gonna let Amelie do all the work because not only can I not pronounce the name of this, but I've never made it before. But as I'm looking through these ingredients, I'm thinking, health. Is it gonna taste that good? So Amelie, teach us how to make it so it's gonna taste that good.
First, we have some butter. Usually you use ghee. You use what you have, right? And then we just have some white onions, some spinach, about 2 pounds of spinach, some chopped up tomatoes, garlic, 6 to 8 cloves of garlic, some peppers. If you have serrano peppers or Thai chili peppers, those would be great. And then we have some ginger, coriander, cumin, chili pepper, turmeric, garam masala, some sea salt, and some lemon juice, and some pre-cooked potatoes, and coconut milk. And that's all it takes.
Okay, so when I look at this, I think as long as I've stored spices, most of this I could get out of a garden, right? And I could always substitute if I don't have one thing.
A lot of people substitute potatoes for chickpeas or a special Indian cheese called paneer, or you can even add lamb or chicken or whatever you've got.
All right, so show us what we're doing.
Okay, well, I'll first add the butter. We'll saute the onions until they're golden brown.
Our plan today is that we're going to cook this. We're gonna let John taste test it and tell us what he thinks, because he actually loves curry. And then we're going to freeze dry some of it and then reconstitute it and see how well it freeze dries, because it would be really nice to make a huge batch of this, eat it for dinner, and then be able to put it away and eat it any other time we want to. So we'll see how that works.
Then we'll add our garlic, about 6 to 8 cloves, depending on what you like, and also our ginger. Give it a good mix. And then we'll also add most of our cumin. Adding it early helps it have a stronger flavor, more fragrant flavor. And our peppers.
And I should mention that we already started a pot of rice, and we just put a little bit of coconut milk and salt in the rice, and I think the flavor will be really good with this.
I'm going to add all of the spices now and some tomatoes. So we'll add in coriander, the rest of our cumin, some chili powder, some turmeric, garam masala, and then the tomatoes. And mix it up. Now that the tomatoes and everything is soft and it smells quite aromatic, we're going to put 2 pounds of spinach into our mix. Just dump it on in there. You might have to do a little bit at a time so it mixes in. I'll add the rest. And we just ground this up or chopped it up just so it's in smaller pieces and it won't be as stringy in your final product. And I'll add the potatoes right on top of it. They're already soft from being boiled before, so they'll finish cooking in here. Get it a mix, and then we'll add all of our coconut milk. And if it's dry, feel free to add more coconut milk to your liking. And now we'll add some salt. You can add 1.5 to 2 teaspoons or to taste. Now, I just like to let it simmer for a couple minutes just till everything is soft and blended. Our last step is just our lime juice, and we'll take it off the heat and we'll mix it in. Who's ready to try?
That's awesome. I'm not sure what all it is. It looks like it's potatoes and what else?
Green stuff. It's got lots and lots of green stuff. So it's got the spinach in it. It's got a huge amount of spinach. And it's got onions and ginger and garlic. But I think the thing that makes this really good is it has so many spices and they just all blended together into something really delicious.
It really is. This is so good.
So now, one of the main reasons why we have you here is because we want to freeze dry this. And so
That'd be awesome.
we want to do the calculations just perfect so that we'll make sure that we can reconstitute it well.
Now that we're done, we want to freeze dry it because everyone knows college students are busy, life gets crazy, and it's really convenient just to pour some boiling water in your curry, and voila, you have dinner. Now for the important calculations.
What we're going to do, and I may have to invest in a new scale because if I put this on here, then I can't read it. So we're going to put this on here and the tray on so that I can still read, and then we're going to tear it out. Because this scale will accommodate 3,000 grams, we can put about 1,400 grams on here. Then when it gets done freeze drying, we'll weigh it and see how much moisture left so that we know how much we're going to put back in when we want to reconstitute. So Amelie, if you want to start putting some on here, and I'll tell you when we get to about 1,400 grams. Okay, we're up to just under 500 grams, so we can put almost 3 times that much on here. So maybe let's just put on 1,000 grams. 1,030 grams right there, and that's what we'll freeze dry. And then, like I said, when we get done, we'll weigh it, and then we'll know how much water was taken out and how much we need to add. Similar to the really yummy green stuff here, we have now weighed our rice, and we're going to measure that when we pull it out of the freeze dryer as well, so we know how much liquid we need to add per portion of the rice. So now we can either put these in the freeze dryer after they cool just a little bit, or we can put covers on them and put them in the freezer, and that will make them go faster once we get them in the freeze dryer. So either way, we'll get them freeze dried.
Okay, we're back, and now it's all freeze dried. We have our
Aloo Palak.
Aloo Palak. I still don't say that right. And then we've got coconut rice, and we're going to reconstitute both of those. But we did these in a glass jar, but these we just did in Mylar for some short-term storage. So I think the first thing that we're going to do is reconstitute this rice. There is an oxygen absorber in there, so we want to make sure that doesn't go in there. We tried to measure this, and then what I did is when I packaged it, I forgot to weigh it before I put it in the jars, so I messed it all up. So we're just going to have to guess. I think that might be soupy, but we'll see. So this is how easy it is to rehydrate rice. We're just going to let it set there, and it should do its thing. But now let's try some of the
Aloo Palak.
There we go. So I think what we should do is put a little bit in the pan, and then we'll dump this in, and we're going to do the whole thing. It's actually super pretty, and I'm anxious to see if it tastes as good as the day that we made it, because it was pretty impressive. For spinach and potatoes, this stuff tastes good, although I cannot pronounce it. And I'm just going to add more water until I'm thinking it looks good. The spinach in the powder is going to immediately absorb the water, but it's going to take a few minutes for the potatoes to reconstitute. So I'm making it so it's just a tad bit soupy, but we'll see how this goes. Okay, so we reconstituted the rice and the
Aloo Palak.
Aloo Palak. And the rice looks just a little bit, I mean, it kind of looks beautiful, but it feels just a little bit kind of grainy. But it did have coconut milk on it, so it wasn't just straight rice.
Thank you.
You are welcome.
Whenever these two get together, it's going to be good. So.
But it'll be fun because this was absolutely amazing when it was fresh. So I'm kind of interested to see how it's going to taste now that it's reconstituted, right? It still looks like baby food. All right, maybe I should wait for him to try it first.
A little hot, but very, very tasty.
So I think the flavor is still good, but I think it was better before it was freeze dried than it is now. And it might be because the potatoes cooked a lot more afterwards when we were heating it up and reconstituting it. So maybe if we had undercooked it originally a little bit, maybe that would work. But so now you have the recipe from Amelie for this fabulous
Aloo Palak.
Aloo Palak, and a great healthy meal, but freeze drying is okay, but not the best. What do you think?
I agree. It was better the first day, but I love it. It's good.
Amelie?
I think it's good. I would eat it again.
I would eat it again. So now for the question of the day. What is your very favorite, unique recipe? Comment below. and thanks for being part of the solution.